Let me come over to Dr. Buzz, our good friend. Buzz, I can't think of a better guest to have today. I heard the defense attorney mention Eric McLean's broken heart. The broken heart defense. I don't think I've heard that one before, Dr. Buzz. You think it's legitimate?
Well, you know, Jamie, I find it fascinating that the defendant was actually contemplating suicide. If that is true, if that is credible. We often see people who are shamed and humiliated, where they feel that they are powerless and out of control. They sometimes seek suicide as an answer because they have so much internalized rage. Then, unfortunately, in these romantic relationships, something flips, and that internalized rage then becomes externalized. They externalize that rage towards the person who they view as their oppressor. And then the suicide then somehow flips to homicide.
Wow.
The two go hand in hand. So in that situation, if that's true, there's a defense there.
Let me come back to you, Dr. Buzz, right where we left off. You mentioned the notions of suicide and how they might factor into the defense. Now I want to ask you about this word snapped. And I know we've had occasion to talk about that before on other cases. Obviously not a legal term, not a technical term, not the letter of the law, but it does make its way into so many cases like this one. Yes. What's your sense of what that means as a doctor of the mind?
When I think of somebody snapping, it's not that they just snap all of a sudden. It's like a slow boil. It's like the kettle is being heated up, and slowly but surely they ruminate and they perseverate. Perseverate means they just have these thoughts in their brain, and they go around and around with no good solution. So they start to skew the person's perception. And they don't see that they have true, realistic choices. They don't have good coping skills, and only the direction they take is then fueled by these skewed perceptions that they must then attack their oppressor.
Dr. Buzz, what does that say to you?
He did try to take out an order of protection, and then he backed away from that. He did call the police, but that didn't seem to work. He did go out with a gun to try to scare that individual, the deceased. We know that teenagers test people's limits. We know that teenagers try to push the envelope. He had limited coping skills. He was overwhelmed. In that situation, his perception was skewed. We've got to go with the fact that he tried other alternatives to try to get this young man away from his wife and his house.
All right, I'm sold. Dr. Buzz, one final question to you in 30 seconds. What do the expert psychiatrists and psychologists need to be doing in the course of this trial to ensure Eric McLean's emotional well-being?
One is to show this individual that he can have better negotiation skills in life, to show this individual that though he committed murder, doesn't necessarily make him a bad person. It makes him a person that was emotionally out of control, lacking in resources, and did not have good coping skills.
All right. Well, I guess with that, the best defense will rest for the day. Good advice from Dr. Buzz and Michael Griffith both. Let's check in with Ashley Banfield for a look at what's coming up next on Banfield and Ford Courtside. Hey, Ashley, new live trial.
Yeah, I like that, Dr. Buzz. I'll tell you. I think he might have said on your show a crescendo of humiliation. That really stuck with me. And I think it raises some issues we probably never covered on this network.
And a big thanks, as always, to our good friends, Dr. Buzz von Ornsteiner.